Holy cow! Did you catch the first round of the NFL draft last night? It was an absolute thrill ride from start to finish. There were trades left and right, some unexpected players getting picked up, and poor Will Levis still sitting there waiting for his name to be called. Talk about a wild night. Now, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and give the video a like. Also, turn on the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all things Dolphins. Now back to the video. But hold on to your helmets, folks, because the real fun starts tonight. Day 2 of the draft is where teams can really shine by building up their squad in a variety of ways, and you better believe that there's going to be some major action happening. One of the teams to keep an eye on is the Miami Dolphins, and I wouldn't be surprised if they make some moves tonight. Now, I'm not saying that they absolutely have to make a trade, but we all know that Chris Grier, the man in charge, loves to wheel and deal. He must be itching to get in on the action after holding back last night. It was almost like watching Happy Gilmore holding back on his swing. That's how much restraint Grier showed.
Son of a bitch, bro. Why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Personally, I'm feeling pretty good about the Dolphins' position heading into tonight's picks. There are some seriously talented players still on the board, and I really hope they don't trade up and miss out on them. One position that I'm particularly excited about is tight end, and there are several top-notch players available that I would love to see on the Dolphins. One guy I'm a big fan of is Tucker Kraft. He's not even on everyone's radar, but I think he could be a real steal in the 3rd round. And of course, there's Sam Laporta, who we spoke about a few episodes ago, and I would take him in a heartbeat if he's still around at 51. But really, there are so many great options out there that it's hard to pick just a few. Keanu Benton, Luke Musgrave, Dawan Jones, and DJ Turner II are all guys I would be over the moon to see on the Dolphins. It's just a matter of who's still available when they're on the clock. Speaking of which, Miami has the 20th pick tonight. Wait, that's weird. What they really have is the 51st pick, but hey, who's counting? One name we haven't mentioned yet is the total beast of a human, Darnell Washington. He wasn't selected in the 1st round, and there's a chance he could be available when Miami is on the clock. Could he be the perfect fit for the Miami Dolphins, or is he overrated? Let's take a closer look. First of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should we say the giant in the room. Darnell is a massive tight end, standing at a towering 6-foot Sven. He's like a skyscraper on the field, and even the biggest NFL players look small next to him. Plus, he's got a wingspan of almost 84 inches, which he uses to great effect in keeping defenders at bay. He's so big he could be used as an extra tackle on the field.
Yeah, so with the blocking, it's just more like a mentality thing. Tight end's supposed to catch and block, but blocking is just fun. You know, when you put somebody on the ground, it's joyful, so yeah.
And that might be just what the doctor ordered. But size isn't everything, right? So let's talk about his skills.
The biggest damn dude you'll ever see at tight end, or at least he looks like that on film. And
I interviewed him at the Combine. Imagine what I look like next to him.
Yeah. Darnell Washington from Georgia. Yeah. If there's a guy in this draft, because again, we talked about, our man from Notre Dame is being, that Gronk comparison that's not fair, and Michael Mayer. If there's going to be a Gronk in this class, it's going to be this guy. Now, you got to put it together a little bit and all of that. But first off, he's a monster. I mean, a monster. Second off, he's an insane blocker. Not just a good blocker.
No, it's insane.
This is when you want to compare a blocker to Gronk. Now we got a guy. This is a guy that we can go, and he's at the end of the line of scrimmage. He is like having another tackle in the football game.
Totally agree.
All right? And on that, it's not just it's like power. It's like he kind of likes smashing people. And if you're smaller, he really likes to let you know you're smaller. And then, the things we talked about with some of the other guys, the space blocking.
Because of the athlete he is.
He is a very good athlete. They run a ton of screens and stuff where he's out on the edge and you go, damn, look at this guy adjust to this little guy, and he gets his body on him and the guy never makes the tackle. So, you go from there right off the bat and you go, that is elite. His run blocking is off the charts good, and he could be a guy that could literally in the first year of the NFL, we can go, he's the best blocking tight end in the league right now. So that's where it starts. And then you get into the athlete like you're talking about, and you go, whoa, this guy's got better feet than I thought here. Whoa, he can really run.
Straight line is
blazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, the route running's not perfect and can be sloppy and lumbering a little bit, but it's not that bad. I don't look at it and go, oh, man, this guy's never got a chance. No, between the way he runs and does some of that stuff, I go, he's going to be fine. You know, he is. He just was in an offense that doesn't know how to utilize him. You don't get to see a ton of routes or things like that. And I will say I wonder about him getting too big. I'll say that's honestly a negative.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like the type of guy that has like one bad offseason and he can be 285.
He's your new right tackle.
He's never going to separate from anybody. But yeah, this guy's got an incredibly high ceiling. And I don't think the floor is that low.
I completely agree.
Because
the blocking.
The blocking, exactly right. So, yeah, I had to put him in the top 5. It's a great class, and there's some things that we can certainly dissect here. But those measurables, that size, I think is going to translate to the NFL in a big way.
Last season, Darnell had his best year yet with the Georgia Bulldogs, racking up 28 catches for 452 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive, but some critics say that he's not the whole package. While he's got above-average blocking skills and decent hands, his route running and agility aren't quite up to snuff for the NFL. But here's the thing. Darnell's blocking ability is absolute ease. Sure, he's not the fastest guy on the field. His running ability is a bit lacking, and he's not going to burn anyone with his speed. But when you've got that much size and strength, you don't necessarily need to be a speed demon. And let's not forget that he's got some serious physicality at the point of contact. If Tua Tagovailoa can get the ball to him, he can do some serious damage after the catch. So, is Darnell overrated? It depends on who you ask. Some mock draft experts have him going in the mid-second round, while others thought he was a first-round talent. But here's what we know. The Dolphins need a tight end who can block like a beast, and that's exactly what Darnell brings to the table. If he's available at 51, the Dolphins would be crazy not to consider him. He might not be the flashiest or the fastest, but when it comes to blocking and physicality, he's an absolute stud. So let's see what happens on today. Will Darnell end up a Miami Dolphin? Let me know what you think. Anyway, there's no doubt that some of the top names will be off the board by then. But I have faith that the Dolphins will make the right call and keep building up their team. In fact, I'm feeling pretty confident that they can't mess it up tonight. Let's stay positive and get ready for another exciting night of football madness.